So we're going to go into the number one thing of 2021, which has made lawyers boatloads of money, not only clients of ours, but also the coaching clients of ours, people who have added multi-seven figures in 1 year to their practice from this magical tool. You can go ahead and share your screen. Greta is going to be walking you through a decision-making process for your law firm for what are called local services ads. And local services ads is the number one moneymaker from 2021 for law firms that have under a 10K a month budget, which is most of you.
Okay, so first, I just want to help you guys determine if you're not already participating in local service ads or LSAs, as I'm going to call them going forward so I don't get tongue-tied. I'm not going to say that we recommend participating in LSAs for all clients. Like I said before, if you don't have the budget to participate in something, then maybe it's best spent elsewhere. So the first thing I would do is just Google your practice area and your in the location that your office is to see what the competition is like. So right here, I have family law attorney in Lexington, Kentucky. And number one, you want to know if local services ads are even showing up in your area. Because in some areas, they're not showing up in some lower population areas. So right now I have Lexington, Kentucky pulled up, and there are family law attorneys showing up. These are the local services ads across the top of the search page here. But let's say I change this to Poughkeepsie, New York. No local services ads. So you might not even have the option to participate in local services ads right now. So that's the first thing you should do, is just check that out. Now, even if they're not showing up in your area yet, that doesn't mean that you don't want to set up a profile. If you set one up and then Google decides to open it up to your area, you will be the only or one of the very few lawyers running local services ads right when they open up. So that'll be an advantage for you for low competition. So you may want to set up a profile just to be ready for that. But I'm going to go back to Kentucky. That's an example for another time. So another thing you want to do, again, search your practice area and your location. So I'm going to go through this as if a new client is coming to us, and how would we recommend this to our clients? So I'm going to, where is this? All right, so I'm actually going with criminal defense attorney in the Merrimack, New York. So our new client, we're going to pretend it's the law offices of Michael J. Borelli. He's in the 3-pack down here, that's SEO, but we're going to look at the LSAs up here. So you'll see that there are several ranking in the top 3, but if we click into here, we will see all of the criminal defense attorneys in the Merrimack, New York that are advertising through LSAs. And there are a bunch of them, and they all have high ratings and lots of reviews. Here's our guy, Michael Borelli. He has 4.7 rating, which is good, but only 10 reviews. And so that's not a very great amount of reviews to compete with some of these lawyers that have 124 reviews. So while he may show up sometimes, he's not going to be showing up too much in those top 3 spots at the top of the search engine page. So unless he has a big enough budget to allocate enough money to all of his other endeavors, as well as local services ads, I would say this budget is better spent elsewhere. There's a lot of competition here. And you'll see there's tons of Google Screens lawyers. If you go down here below this little blue line here, there's other lawyers participating in here that are not Google Screens. That means that they don't have their profile set up correctly. So if you are participating, you do want to make sure that Google has checked all of your documents that you uploaded and make sure that you have that nice little Google Screens check mark right there. Now, if we go back to the family law attorney in Lexington, Kentucky example, you'll see these lawyers are listed across the top in LSAs. And we're going to pretend we have a new client, Jenny Scott and Associates. She has a 5.0 rating on Google with 26 reviews. All right, so we're going to look at the competition real quick. And if you'll see, there is only one lawyer here that is Google Screens. The rest of these are not Google Screens. So if I was researching for a new client here, I would say this is a huge opportunity. I want to set up an LSA profile for you right away so that you can take advantage of this. you're going to be raking in a lot of leads through here. So that's basically it. It's not too much to it. Just Google your practice area, your location, and you'll see what the competition is like and be able to decide whether or not local services ads are right for you.
Another quick point on that, and we've tested this across multiple different markets, is sometimes there's budget capacity. So if you're in a very competitive market, sometimes there's going to be a budget threshold. Like for example, in Southern California, Los Angeles area, our ads weren't even showing up for PI unless we were spending 10 grand a week. So in super competitive areas, sometimes your ads won't even show up if you're not spending a minimum budget. For most cases, that's not the case. And you can just choose a lower competition area if you want. And you could go through the process of setting up another Google My Business profile, which is what Greta is going to walk you through, the do's and don'ts of setting up another Google My Business profile, because this is such a big opportunity if you can figure this out to allow you to target a different niche. And the last thing I'll say on local services ads is based on what we've learned, oftentimes there can be a bidding strategy problem. So some attorneys literally triple their leads overnight if they go from a maximize leads bidding strategy and change that to a max cost per click or cost per lead strategy. So just if you have the budget, rake up tell Google you're willing to spend $500 a lead. You're not going to spend that much per lead, but it tells Google that they can more aggressively show your ads and get you in that first position. And then the last point I want to make is some of you have review problems. Accept it and move forward. If you're interested in signing up with Review Judge, which is the best review platform in the world for attorneys, which we own, Social Firestarter and SMB Team, Andy was the visionary behind it. If you want to sign up for Review Judge, let us know. I'll tell you guys something about it later after Greta goes. But let's talk about opening up another Google My Business location. This is like, it can make so much money if the attorneys get it right. Yeah.
So a lot of attorneys are expanding their businesses. They want to open a new Google My Business location and be able to rank in the NAP 3-pack in a new location, because you can only rank so far out of your Google My Business location. So a very important thing is choosing what that location is. So number one, the best possible way to do it is to choose the location where you want to bring in all of the most clients from. Choose another location like that and pick the most populated area in that city or town. So generally that's going to be center city. And then you also want to, if you can, purchase your own location, make it your own building that you're not sharing with someone else. Not everybody has that as an option, but that is the best way to make sure that you're not competing with other people in your location. So if you do need to purchase a shared location, try to go with a local business, not with one of those national shared office spaces like Regis. You want to go with something local so that there's no confusion there. So once you pick that, also make sure that it's within the city limits that you are targeting. And I kind of want to share my screen again so I can show this. What I'm talking about here. So I'm assuming that I'm going to pretend like our new client is Sattler Law Group here in New Rochelle, New York. So what they're going to want to do is Google New Rochelle, New York, look at the city limits, and make sure the location that they're picking is within these city limits. And then generally it's going to be in the center of the city that they are choosing. So then what they're going to want to do is make sure that there are no other lawyers in that location, in that building, that are profiled for the same practice area. So Sattler Law Group is a personal injury attorney. And you'll see right here, they're located at 270 North Ave, New Rochelle, New York. So what we're going to do is we are going to Google that location and search for personal injury attorney. at that location so that they can scope it out for any personal injury attorneys at this location. So yes, they are at that location, but we're pretending like they're not there yet, and they're looking to open their location here. So if we scroll down, we'll see there's another attorney at 270 North Ave, but they're not a personal injury attorney. So they won't compete with them, and that's okay. Now, say there was a personal injury attorney at this location, that would cause a possum issue. And what a possum issue is that Google is going to have to favor one or the other, and they're going to favor the one with more authority. If that attorney is already established at that location and has been there and taken clients in that location and gotten reviews and built up their GMV, they're going to have more authority. So it's going to be very difficult to build up your authority against them since they're already established there. So those are the basic things that you want to consider. Number one, try and get your own office space. If not, get a shared office space in a local, from a local business, and make sure you're not sharing the space with another lawyer of the same practice area.
What about different practice areas?
So if it's a different practice area, you're good. You're not going to be competing with them because people are going to be searching for a personal injury attorney, a divorce lawyer. You're not going to be competing with different practice